My name is Sean Snell, and I'm the lead trainer for NARS Cosmetics. So Beck, let's get started. Beck has like a normal to kind of dry skin, all right? And Beck has really beautiful skin, so she doesn't need a lot. So today, we're going to use Sheer Glow Foundation. It's a very radiant foundation. It's sheer to buildable. It's good for most skin types. It's non-comedogenic, and it's really good. It feels good on the skin, so it shouldn't clog pores. The primer we're going to choose for Beck is going to be the Smooth and Protect Primer. What you don't want to do is do the same steps over and over again, meaning the same benefits. So with Sheer Glow, it has a radiant finish. We have 3 primers at NARS. We have a radiant primer, we have one that smooths out lines and wrinkles, and then we have one that's oil controlling. So because we're using Sheer Glow, which is a very radiant foundation, we don't want to have a radiant foundation, radiant primer too. You need balance. This is the Smooth and Protect Primer. It's really nice. It has a little vitamin A and vitamin E. You don't need to apply primer all over. You just need to apply it where you want the most coverage and the benefit. So just down the center of the nose, this is where normally most people have imperfection, is along here, okay? And as you see, I'm using my fingers, no sponge, no brushes. It's always important to apply the foundation into the hand first, okay? That's the warmest part of your hand. Putting it here, it rolls off and it's gonna get all over your clothes. You start in the apples of the cheek and you blend back towards the temple. Your foundation should not be very thick. It should be very light. It should look like skin. Look at that. Even, glowy, beautiful, radiant, natural, and that's it. Look how much I have left. That was 2 pumps. The lesson is only a little bit. A little bit goes a very long way. You don't need a lot of product. To finish it off, I like to take my hands, just kind of press it. This warms the skin and it keeps it looking more like skin versus like foundation. The next step would be concealer. So you apply concealer where you need it. The foundation should do its job, okay? So don't put your concealer on first and then your foundation, because you wipe all your foundation off when you do that. You want to put your concealer on top of your foundation. Let the foundation do its job. It evens out the skin. Then you apply concealer where you need it. I'm going to choose Creme Brulee and the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. It's the new one that we just launched at NARS Cosmetics. It's a beautiful matte finish, but it's a modern matte, so it's not dry and cakey. It's very soft. It kind of evens the skin tone. It gives some luminous effect. At NARS, luminous doesn't mean radiant. Luminous means natural, by the way. So when you see things that say luminous at NARS, just know it means natural, not radiant. So this is a luminous finish, even though it's matte. It's very soft focus. You don't need a lot. And apply the concealer just where you need it. That way you're not running out of a lot of product. Everybody, you ever run out of concealer really quickly? Like fast, right? Because you're using too much. You don't want to do that. Around the nose is a perfect place to apply concealer also. For some reason, that's where foundation runs away. Like you put foundation on and then it runs away from your nose. And in any place that you feel like you need extra coverage. Also, if you ever feel like your foundation doesn't give you enough coverage, it's great to actually take the concealer and give yourself better coverage using your concealer. Just don't use too much. So this concealer is perfect for any blemishes, any dark spots, any areas that you feel have texture. You want to use the new Soft Complete Matte Concealer. Don't use anything radiant on places like blemishes and spots that are kind of raised, because it turns your molehill into a mountain, all right? Because glow brings attention. If you have textured skin, don't choose a glowy foundation. Choose a foundation that's more natural or even matte. Next, we're gonna apply concealer under the eye, okay? So concealer under the eye is very important. You should choose a color that's just a little bit lighter than your complexion. Depending on your complexion, you can go 2 shades lighter or 1 shade lighter. Just really depends on how bright you want to be. On Beck, I chose 1 shade lighter. We chose Radiant Creamy Concealer in Vanilla. Radiant Creamy Concealer is the #1 concealer in the industry, right? It's the #1 concealer in the industry, and it's really beautiful. So just a little bit goes a long way. I'm going to dot just a bit of the concealer here into a V shape. That's the best way to create a highlight and then also to create coverage. I'm now going to use my finger and blend it in. To finish the look off, you want to apply powder. Powder is very important. It's very important to use For those of you that don't like powder, NARS makes an amazing powder called Crystal. It's called Light Reflecting Powder, is the title of it, but the color is called Crystal. It is truly made for the woman that hates powder. It's very lightweight. It almost feels like silk. So you just apply a little bit. And I'm using the powder brush just all over and even strokes. Then take the top of your powder brush, so the top of it, and buff the powder off. This brings back the natural glow of the skin or the natural luminosity of the skin if you're using a matte foundation. After which you apply blush and bronzer. Laguna bronzer is universal, so the majority of skin tones can wear Laguna bronzer. But let's say you want a bronzer that's a little bit darker. NARS does offer a darker bronzer called Casino if you have warmer skin. However, bronzer is very key for warm, and it really depends on who you are, what type of bronzer you go for. Laguna has a bit of pearl in it, so you can still get a very soft glow. Bronzer should give you a glow. If you want more of a sculpting effect, Laguna is perfect for that also because it doesn't show too much shimmer. Stay away from chunky shimmer bronzers if you want to sculpt the skin because it doesn't look natural. Laguna bronzer is the #1 selling bronzer in the industry. You want to start at the top of the hairline, through the temple, and then the jawline. Orgasm blush, we sell one every 9.5 seconds. That's a fact, okay? So it looks good on everybody. Doesn't matter if you have a warm undertone or if you have a pink undertone. It has a combination of peach, pink, and gold. That's why it looks good on everybody. I love taking Orgasm blush with the Yachio brush and starting on right behind the apple in a circular motion just to create the glow. Orgasm blush is perfect for everybody and it should be in every woman's bag because it looks good on every skin tone. And it doesn't matter if you wear jeans, if you're wearing a suit, if you wear a dress, if it's black tie, or if you're just in shorts and a t-shirt. It looks perfect. It's the perfect amount of color. To add some highlight, we're gonna take a little of the Copacabana. This is the multiple. I'm gonna start it just at the top of the cheeks and then down the bridge of the nose. To add some more glow to the skin, I love using Orgasm the multiple because it comes in a powder or it comes in the multiple. You can use it either way. So on Beck, I'm actually going to use it just on the apples, just for a soft wash of color and a bit more glow. And look, it gives more light to the skin. To finish off Beck's lip, let's use some red. Red is the perfect color for everybody, and there's always a red for someone. So it doesn't need to be bold. It can be dark red, it can be a berry red. For Beck, I'm choosing Dragon Girl, which is our #1 selling color. This is the Velvet Matte Pencil. You can line with this and also create lipstick. Then you can also fill the color in. Perfect. So you've lined and you've also filled in the color. Beautiful, right? I love taking concealer and just around the lip to shape and to get rid of any mistakes that you've made. Looks good, right?